Hey everybody, we're gonna do a quick video. I had to drop my wife and older daughter off to my younger daughter's bridal shower, and it's right up the road from a couple Ford dealerships either way and a Kubota dealership. So I thought I'd do a quick video on I'm gonna go to the Ford dealership, just see what's out there. Right now I don't think it's the time to buy a truck. There does seem to be a handful here. This is a dealer I've used in Portsmouth, New Hampshire. I bought my first truck here in 1994. Been around for a long time. They really carry a lot of trucks compared to other dealers too, as far as 550, actually F600s and down now. Once in a while you'll see a 650 or 750 here, but not too often. During the COVID bull crap, they had some here. I think just they were grabbing whatever they could grab to sell, but most of the time it's an F600 or down here. But I'm going to walk around and look a little bit, and if I see something that I think's interesting, I'll grab the camera. There's always something here, something somebody bought with real short mileage, and then they bring it back for whatever reason. So once in a while you'll get a deal here. New stuff here is normally they did a thing for a long time here where they'd have the factory sheet and they'd put a white paper beside it what you could buy it for, and normally it was $400 to $4,500 less than what the sticker was. Right now a lot of people will tell you, like 6 months ago they would have told you, oh, you'll never buy nothing under book. There's already trucks in here with incentives on them of $4,500, and I haven't seen anything lower than that. My wife said there was a couple F-150s here that were marked down. She thinks $6,500. But the Super Duties, you're starting to see them move a little bit. I'm sitting in a 2023 that I bought last year, and I bought this for $2,000 under book, and that was during all that crap. They say you couldn't do it, but they're slowing down. This place right now, the trucks are stacking up here. No other way of putting it. Interest rates are high. You come down here and buy a truck for $60,000 to $80,000 at 7% interest, you're kind of crazy. I think there's some deals out there, but from what the salesman told me a week or so ago, even with real good credit right now, most people are leaving here at between 5.5 and 7.5% interest. That to me is just too much to have on a big loan like that. I normally put a good chunk of money down on stuff I buy, but like I said, we're gonna walk around and see what we can find. I'll show you this truck. It's a 2024 F350 Lariat 4-door. The sticker price is $76,795. With the discounts right now, you can buy this truck for $72,810. And like I said, it's funny because during COVID, the prices went crazy, and everybody's like, oh, you'll never buy a truck below book ever again, and here we are already. This is an STX package, $64,000. You can buy it for $61,167. This is an STX 250 cloth interior, but it's got the better radio and stuff in it. This is probably what my next company truck's going to be when I get ready to pull the trigger, but I'm going to wait, I think, a year or two. I just want to see what the economy is going to do through the next election and all that. But that's probably the package I'll get. I kind of like the black wheels. We'll see. I would rather have a white truck with the black wheels, but my dump truck's black, but again, it's going to be what I can get a deal on. But I just thought I'd show you some of them down here. I'm not that guy that's ever going to buy a Lariat. This is my personal truck, which is the first one I've had in 20 something years. You'll see me work with that once in a while, but I really don't like doing it. If my other truck's tied up, got a plow on it or something, you'll see me use that to pull a trailer once in a while. But $77,540. They haven't put a price on this. This is a pretty nice truck, leather. I've always wanted one of these. I could just never get myself to pull the trigger. But again, a year ago, to get a Lariat like this, you were talking $90,000. They're coming back down to earth. $77,000. That's still 10 grand more than you're going to pay for an XLT probably. I like this dealership too because they put the bodies on. They have the bodies put on, but then they'll show you like the price of this truck's $54,025. You add the bed, $68,111 with the I think that's a reading bed. That's another thing I'm tossing and turning about. I may, for the first time, get this type of truck next time to leave some tools in. I found my landscape business the last few years when I'm on a job site, the people like hiring one guy to do everything. So if there's decks to build, I've been trying to build them. I find at this point I'm enjoying it again, breaking up what I do a little bit. I really think I could get away with an extended cab like this, but I think now I'm used to that 4-door. I think I would miss it. But again, this truck here with the bed on it, $68,111. And I believe this is probably a 6.8. Yeah, this is the 6.8 gas instead of the 7.3. Don't bother me. It's basically the same motor. Same style motor, I should say. A little less horsepower, but I probably will try to find one with the 7.3 in it, just because I pulled the excavator and stuff with it. Another thing you'll find with the Ford is you get the right package F250, and they're normally within 500 pounds GVW of this 350 if you get the heavy 250, so you just got to pay attention to what you're buying. This is the XLT cloth interior, 70,000, so this is probably, I'm going to guess this is like 66,000 with the 6.6 bed on it. I mean, this has got the step in the side and all that stuff. Here's one of those trucks I was talking about that's sitting here used, but this one here literally has 154 miles on it, but it's been titled for some reason or another. 62,995. It's a F350 diesel. Be a nice work truck for somebody. It's optioned up real nice for a work truck. I've had the 4 doors now, so like I said, I don't know if I could go back to a regular cab or not. The last regular cab I had, I think, was a 2011, and we'll see. But I thought that was funny. I walked right over here and there's already one there. I also want to show Ford stepped it up with tires. This Bridgestone is a way better tire than they've been putting on them for the last few years. That's actually a useful tire. These Goodyears are probably one of the best tires I ever had on my trucks to plow with. The problem with them is they get noisy. I rotate them every time I change my oil, and by the end of the life, the last third of the lifespan of that tire, it gets kind of noisy. This is a used truck. I think it's got like 25,000 on it, and still some pretty good. I'm going to imagine them are the originals. I think this probably just got traded in today because they ain't even been cleaned up. But that's the Tremor package, which I don't think is a bad idea. They normally have the 430 gears. Make a real good work truck for somebody. 7.3 gas, 430 gears. We'll go down and look at some dump trucks. This is a F600, 6.7 diesel. This is $76,095, and it's marked down to $72,172. That's still a $95,000 truck by the time you put a dump body on it, but nice rig. That's something if business goes very well, something I'd think about. My next truck, if I buy another dump truck, it's going to be a 550 or 600. Here's an F350 XL. List for $66,260. It's marked down to $62,771. Even this truck, you're probably looking at $75,000 by the time you put a dump cart on it. They do have some deals over here. These have been sitting here because I was here weeks ago when these were all sitting here. So but this is a pretty impressive truck, an F550 4-door. It's an XL 6.7 diesel. Still got an 8-foot cart on it, even though it's got the aluminum boxes in between, so that's a long wheelbase truck. I still think it'd be a nice truck for the right crew. The truck itself was $77,920. with the dump cart on it and all the toolboxes, it's at $96,659. So that's, to me, that's no matter how you go about that, that's a big boy payment. That truck's got to be making you money from the minute you get it. Still, I don't think that's a bad deal though. I think that's priced right. Here's a 550 6.7 diesel. This truck's 73,000. This one's 91,444 with that aluminum landscape body on it. I did look at this a few weeks ago, and I do like the body. The problem I have with these, I think these are one of the best bodies you can buy for a landscape company if you have equipment that will dump into it. But I think my loader and probably my MX6000 is the only thing that would dump in that. My 25 horse wouldn't. You can open the doors, like I probably could dump stuff in there with the little BX if I open the doors, but I think overall, if you were hauling a lot of bark mulch, light material, that would come in handy. If you're doing grass work and you got grass clippings all day long, that's going to haul a heck of a load of that. I do know one of my buddies bought like a 60 series Chevy a few years back with the aluminum body on it, and he's constantly re-welding stuff because they crack. Here's another 550 with the I believe that's a 10-foot dump cart, which is they're normally 8, 9, and 11. I think that's a 10. They probably set it up for the wheelbase. Truck's base, it's an XLT, so it's got the cloth interior console. It's actually a pretty nice truck for a 550. Got the better radio. It's optioned up pretty good. Like I said, to me, this would be a nice work truck again, because it's an extended cab. You got the seating, so the console ain't a bad idea. I love having a console in a truck, don't get me wrong, but when you're trying to haul 3 people in a regular cab, it pretty much goes away as soon as you put a console in. But again, I think this truck's priced right at $96,700. People just don't come into the reality of what this stuff costs anymore. But when I first started my business, let's say I started my business 25 years ago, a little better than 25 years ago, a truck like this back then probably would have been 50. So that's where the prices have gone. But like I said, that's a 10-foot body, and I like that. I like how that's long and low, because someone with the small equipment can dump in it. You can also jump up in it. Like a lot of guys, you'll see they'll have boards on one side, they'll leave a board off the side they want to jump up in. They literally just backed this truck in. They must have just got this back from getting the bed put on it. They just backed this in while I pulled in. This is an XLT F450 6.7 diesel. List for $74,000, $375,000. The only thing I've noticed on these is they discounted this $4,008. One of them wasn't discounted. This one actually is. So $90,267 with the dump cart on it. Got the power top, which is nice. I don't really understand why somebody would go, unless it's a good deal, with the 450 versus the 550 or 600, because jumping from the 450 to the 600 isn't a big expense when you're talking the cab and chassis. I think GVW wise, they figure it out what you're going to put for a body on it. These make a good dump truck, don't get me wrong. You look at the suspension on this compared to a 550 and you really can't see a hell of a lot of difference. I'd like to know from a Ford tech if there really is any difference in the springs, but I haven't looked at a back in 2022 I was looking at them and I couldn't see where there was a hell of a lot of difference with the cab and chassis when I was looking at them. I think the front end's maybe a little bit lighter if you're going to put a plow on it, is the thought. But nice truck, nice setup, looks like a decent dump. This is a dump body that's got the ribs in it, so that will rust up in New England real quick. Sad truth. One of the companies here, I'll get the brand name if I can. The design more like the ones in Canada. They don't have the cross members. They got like a rail system in them that's all closed in. These are all reading beds, which is a good company. I think they make a good dump body. I'm not real big on their utility boxes. I think they're the ones you always see rust up fairly quick. I just thought it'd be a cool video to do today. You know, this is what doesn't take much to amuse me. I got a couple hours before I got to pick my wife up, so. Here's a basic work truck. We'll look at this real quick. 6.8 gas, 10-speed automatic, 53,375. It's marked down to 50,784. Does have the cloth interior. Kind of a thing I'll mention there too. I bought my dump truck a few years ago in 19. Shouldn't say a few years ago, it's a 19, but I bought that because it was a good deal. Cabin chassis that day was $42,000, had the vinyl interior, but I've found that that's a very comfortable truck. I'm like, once in a while, me and my wife will take it to do something. If we're getting like something, you know, wood to do a deck in our own yard or whatever, we've taken that. My wife said she doesn't find it, she finds it's a very comfortable truck for an F350 dual wheel. And we really don't find having a vinyl interior is a big deal. If it's a hot day, you put the air on a little bit. I think back in the day when trucks didn't have air conditioning is where the vinyl interior. Other than that, it's a very rugged interior too. It looks like I said, it's a 19. Right now it's 2024. My interior in that truck still looks brand new. I want to do a quick mention of these Ford Mavericks. This is an XL Ford Maverick pickup. A lot of people laugh at these. My wife absolutely hates them, and it's too bad because I think even someone doing lawn care, pulling a small trailer, I believe these will pull 4,400 pounds, which is about any mowing equipment. Comes in with the factory, most of them have the factory spray and bed liner. They have the blanks in them, so if you want to put the power, I think you can buy the kit. It's all pre-drilled. You can get ladder racks. I've seen them outfitted lately. A lot of electricians have them, plumbers. But to me, this is a pretty nice work truck. This one's optioned up, even though it's an XL package. Doors locked, but this is the cloth interior. It's got the better radio. It's optioned pretty good, actually, if you look at the list. This one's $27,510, which is still cheap for a pickup. You can buy these. This has got the 2.5 hybrid engine. That's another reason it's a little expensive, but they've got a couple here. There's a white one here for $22,600. That's optioned up a little bit. I don't know what a strippy one, but to me, if you can have your rolling toolbox for under $25,000, that's a pretty good thing. I've talked to a few guys that have them, that have, you know, getting up towards 80, 90,000, have no issues with them. You're not really seeing any bad write-ups on them either. I actually don't think it's a bad looking rig. But there's a lot of days, once my stuff's on a job site, this is something I could drive back and forth. If I was doing distance, I'd probably pick one of these up. I just don't. I stay local. But I just thought that was worth a mention. Another one here. I don't know if this is cheaper or not, but like I said, there's some here for 22 something. This one's 27, so it's pretty much option the same way that one is. And that's what's happening with work trucks now. No one wants an XL package, like strippy XL package anymore. Here's another example of a truck. This is a 450 Lariat 4-door, reading utility body on it. It's got 7,920 miles on it, and it's back here. I mean, I don't believe these are repos. It could be. I think we're heading towards that economy myself, but that's $84,495. Where that's a Lariat, that's probably priced right. If it wasn't, I would say you might still be better off buying brand new. Another thing, one of the salesmen that talked to me here said the used market really ain't getting much difference of you're not getting a better interest rate right now going new unless there's an incentive plan truck. But I also wonder, like, this is a work truck. I just can't see buying a Lariat. I mean, I guess if you're a manager of a big construction company and you just spend all day in it, right, you know, checking up on job sites, you might want something like this, and you have to have tools with you. But I think I would have that interior pretty trashy looking within a year, and it would kill the value of the truck when you went to get rid of it. But you're starting to see a lot of guys buy Lariats. I just don't understand it for work trucks. But that's a 2024 with low miles. I ain't looked in the box. I mean, it may not even. No, it has had stuff in them. It's scratched up, so someone did use it. I know once in a while, talking to the salesman, once in a while someone will buy a truck like that and it's not big enough. Yeah, let's say they had a 650 before that. They'll trade something like this back in to get back into a bigger truck. I've also heard the stories where people bring back something like this and get into a cheap pickup just to get rid of that big payment. This is a limited, used, 80,000 miles. But again, there's 3 or 4 of these silver trucks here. I think that were one company. They all just came back for whatever reason. They all have about the same miles. I think they were leased, maybe. Here's a 2023, 7,363 miles on it, 49.9. It's an XLT diesel, optioned up. I think I looked at this online. It's got the cloth interior, rubber mats, which is awesome with a work truck. This has been used as a work truck, though. You can. It was pretty muddy. They cleaned it good, but not that good. Like I look at them. I'm a Ford guy. I always look, but like the console, you can tell that's been up and down a lot of times. When you flip this up, you can see a little stain on the seat where, like carpenter or something, they got in there sweaty a few times and it stained up the seat. But that's a truck that's got 7,000 on it, and it looks like it's got 20 if you look at the tires. And I always look at the inner fender wells, and you can see it's probably seen some action even though it's low miles. Them are the silver trucks I'm talking about. There's a bunch of, they're 22s and 23s, all have like 20 something thousand on them. So I think one company brought those back, and probably I bet they leased them for like 24 months or 36 months, and they just came back and got other trucks. None of them look like they're hurt too bad. I think one was a diesel, the other 3 were gas. But they've had winches on them. I don't know, like I said, you'll find that them are probably government contract trucks or something. That's never a good sign that a truck's been treated well, when it's got a winch, factory winch on it. But here's an XLT 4-door F250, optioned up pretty good. This here would be my dream work truck. We'll see if it happens next time I get one. 70,000, so I'm going to guess this is like 66, around 66,000 with the markdown right now. And again, I'm showing this because you see so many videos for the last year and a half that said, oh, you'll never see trucks selling the invoice. Well, here you go. And I'll tell you what, this is the most this dealership's probably had sitting on the lot. This is a back lot to the dealership. Plus they have another lot up the road they keep stuff at, so people aren't buying it. It's like people, your average person's coming in here, from what the salesman said, getting 7% interest. Some of them are higher. You can't, that ain't smart business. I don't care what anybody says. If you got an accountant that tells you that is, unless you're desperate or stupid, you don't buy a truck like that right now. Yeah, what's happening now is Ford's discounted them, letting them discount them $400, $500. Let these sit here another month and a half, 2 months before winter. I'll guarantee you'll see a bunch of these trucks will have incentive plans put on them where they're 0 for 60. My 19 F350 was 0 for 72 months when I bought it. That was another reason I picked it up the day I picked it up. That was right before the crap hit this country, the COVID stuff. The same thing's going to happen again. They're going to give you the price off the truck, and then they're going to, when they still don't move, they're going to have to, they might pull a thing. The only reason I've dealt with Ford a lot, Ford Motor Credit itself, Ford normally gives you either get a good interest rate or you get $4 or $5 grand off the truck. What's going to happen is they'll wait it out and then you'll get both. So I think it's going to happen very quick where it's an election year too. There's more Lariats. Like I said, this whole row is Lariats. There's normally 2 or 3 Lariats on a dealer lot if you're lucky. There's probably, I think that's 16 or 17 I counted just in this back lot. I hope people find this video interesting. I know I like when people go look. Another thing too, this is New Hampshire. I don't know if our pricing is different than other parts of the country. I want to show this too. Like this came with the Michelins. Them are the Michelins I had on my 19. They're all right. They're decent in the snow. But like I said, this is going to be a good plow truck for somebody. It's got the right tires on it, steel wheels. This is optioned up. It's an XL, but it's optioned up some because it's got the chrome bumper, it's got the fog lights. This one's marked down. It's an 8-foot bed. That's the only thing I miss when I go to the 4 doors. I just can't have that long of a truck. But this one's marked down to 50,462. Someone took the sheet off it, so I can't see but I'm gonna guess that's marked down 4,500 like all the other trucks. I think there's another one just like this here, and it's a 7.3 gas, so I'm gonna guess this is a 7.3 gas instead of the 6.8. But I've seen them down with the 6.8 in it. I've seen a couple of these trucks for, like, I think it was 48.8. So they're getting below 50 grand, which people said you would never see again. I'm not a big shot in business by no means, but I'd have my company and the way I look at it, accounting wise, business wise, everything, I'd have a hard time buying a truck like this right now, especially at anything higher than 5.5%. I'd only probably do 5% if I was only borrowing like half the money in short like 3 years, 36 months or something. I normally wait things out. Like I said, I think you're going to wait things out here 3 months, 2.5, 3 months. You're going to see some incentive plans that are unbelievable on the big 3 truck companies. You're already seeing it. Like next part of this video, I'm going to a Kubota dealer, and you're already seeing a bunch of stuff there. 0 for 60, no money down, because it ain't moving. The dealership I'm going to is a brand new dealership. It's only been open a few months, so they don't have a lot of stuff there. There are other dealers that they own. This stuff, you go buy them and it's stuff, same thing, it's not moving. But I just figured I'd take a shot. We'll get back to it. I just want to show, this is a dealership. It took me 11 minutes to get here from the other dealership. And I just want to show you the rows of Super Duties right now. F-150s are the same way. They're not moving. They're going to have to come up with something better. They're pricing them. These don't show the markdown, but I believe most of the trucks right now, the Super Duties, most dealers are marking them down $400 to $4,500. Pretty much I've dealt with both of these dealers a lot in 20 years. They'll normally meet or beat the other dealer if they have what you want. The truck I'm sitting in now, I bought here because it was a little less optioned, and it's just my personal truck, so I didn't need it to be real heavy duty. So it ended up being like $1,100 less here. Pretty much the same truck. There was a couple options, that's why. But I bought this here. I have no issues with either dealer. I do think when things are going normal, that the other dealership I just came from in Portsmouth sometimes will have more trucks with incentive plans on them, I guess you might say. They have way more stock. But I have nothing bad. I don't want to talk bad about this dealer, but I'll bring you over to the other side where there's some other trucks. Here's some more Super Duties. Some of them are outfitted here. A couple dump trucks. Like I said, you went from a year ago not being able to find a truck to now you can pretty much get whatever you want. Peek at some of these. This is actually a long wheelbase F350 XL. Truck's $59,050. With the bed on it, $79,745. This is XL vinyl interior. Does have the 7.3 gas, 10 speed, which is good. Probably got 430 gears. Yep, 430 gears. even 14,000 GVW. This is like the perfect truck. You can haul I think basically a 10,000 pound trailer with it. That's the downfall of buying the F350 dual wheel with Ford, is they're all pretty much 14. I think you can get them 14.5, but you hook them to a 14,000 pound trailer, which is what most guys need to haul a Mini with, and it puts you up over the CDL. So then you need a CDL to even drive this F350. So that's why you see me hauling my stuff with the pickup all the time. But this ain't a bad bed. Again, in New England, these are the cheaper beds. This is what most people can afford. I'm going to add to the story when I get home. I'm going to sit down and tell you some of the things I've learned over the years. Like, I bought mine as a cabin chassis, and I'll explain why. I might even be another video. I have a couple, actually 3 or 4 people who want me to do a review on my dump truck and why I chose it. So here you are, F350 with an 11-foot bed, which is kind of cool. Again, these trucks are awesome if you got the smaller equipment, that longer, lower bed. 79, 745. Here's a regular, this is a 9-foot dump. Truck list for 58, 335. With the bed on it, 75,575. Nice truck. This is basically what mine is, but white in color. Here's a 550 XL with the switch out body on it, which I don't really, guys will get mad when I say it, but I don't think these trucks are heavy enough to have the hook lifts on them. Yeah, I'm going to explain that a little bit too. The hook lift, that's a lot of weight to have on a 550 as it sits. Someone loads concrete in that, and that truck's going to be overloaded. And you see these. I'm a Ford guy all the way. I still think these are one of the better suspension trucks. I think Dodge is probably the second one as far as when you get into the dual wheel trucks, as far as having a good suspension under them. But I don't believe these trucks are heavy enough to have these hook switch and go. This one's called a switch and go. Unless you're hauling like garbage, light material, and that's what they're made for. But the ones I've seen lately, a lot of guys, they'll leave that body on it and haul gravel in it, and you can just tell the truck don't like it. But this truck's a 7.3 gas, 10-speed, 62,160 with the body on it. $90,240. So I don't see it. I really don't. I think if you don't need the 4-wheel drive, you're better off. For that same kind of money, you could have that on a 650 or 750. And depending on what you're going to haul in it, that's going to put you up over the CDL too, I think, if you start hauling heavyweight. Another thing, this is a short wheelbase, so that's a short body. Nice truck though. That's a beautiful truck. That just had a standard 9-foot dump body on it. That'd be a sweet truck. But that wheelbase is short when you really look at it. I almost think it's about 10 or 12 inches shorter than that 350 beside it. So that's kind of weird. But here's an XL. Again, this is how I bought my truck, just as a cabin chassis. This one's 58,870, so I'm going to guess this one's marked down to probably like 54,000 and change. This is the extended cab version of it. What do we got? With the body on it, 78,195. $59,070 for the truck. This one, they have the doors locked on this dealership, but this has the cloth interior, the better radio, so it's, even though it's an XL, it's optioned up a little bit. So added the toolbox. This is the bed I'm talking about. I'm glad I came here. But see how this doesn't have the cross members in it? They build all the Canadian trucks, if you look at even like triaxles, they're all built with this type of system. I don't know what they call it. There's a name for it. Other YouTube guys, I think Dirt Monkey, his YouTube channel, I think, did a review. They build the dump trailers the same way. But this would be better in New England. Like, I would take the time and probably seal all these places that didn't get welded, but I think this would have a lot less rust issues than having the cross members that hang up all the salt. Same thing with this. I've always liked the idea of having a rack body dump. I had one over the years. I hate it because the thing I hated is they make a lot of noise when you're going down bumpy roads. But you always have the option to take the sides off. You can put plywood on them. But overall, these rust bad. This one's actually a steel floor. A lot of times there'll be a wood floor still, and they'll rack when you put dump bodies under them. That's probably why that's a steel floor. But you'll find that's probably a cheaper body. I might be wrong. I know years ago that used to be quite a bit cheaper than a normal dump, and that's why a lot of people went with them. Yeah, so it's still expensive, but this truck with the rack body dump $75, $290. But that rack body is about $3,600 less than a regular dump cart. This is a 7.3 10-speed. It's only I miss with mine. Mine's a 6.2 6-speed. Just happened to be I bought the last of the 6.2s that were, like I said, they were getting ready to go over to the 7.3 sometimes. But mine with the 430 gears seems to have plenty of power, so I shouldn't really say that. But most of your new ones, I think I did see one the other day that had the 6.8 in it though. So this is a 6.8 10-speed extended cab, 55,000. But again, a year ago they were saying you're never going to buy a truck for under 60 again. That's 4-wheel drive Super Duty. Here you are. You know what I mean? This is an XL, but it's got the cloth. The door's locked, but this has got the better radio, cloth interior, rubber mats, which is good for a work truck. 6.8 10-speed, but that's all you need for a work truck. Got the steel wheels. And if you plow with a truck, the aluminum wheels don't tend to look too pretty for too long anyways. But this is another dealer that's got a bunch of lariats, which tells you stuff ain't moving, because it used to be dealers would have one lariat. This was also 2 years ago. This would be a $90,000 truck. They're already down. This one's listing at $77,945. You'll find this is discounted probably $4,000 to $4,500. But I know it's what me and my wife do. If we take a Sunday ride, we'll go through the dealers and look. In the middle of the COVID crap, that truck right there would have been probably $91,000, $92,000 as a 4-door lariat. It's crazy. Not a Super Duty, but I want to show these transit vans. I had a couple of my buddies looking for these during the COVID thing, and they said there was a 2-year wait on getting a new one, and now they're everywhere. A base one of those with a V6 non-turbo is about $55,000. I think they're a real nice van. Ford was supposedly going to stop making the E-Series, but you still see them. The E350 dual wheels, and they also have the E350 single wheel with like an 8x8 box on them. And a lot of the ambulances are still coming with the E-Series body. And the rumor had it when they came out with these, they were going to switch right over and no more E-Series, but that was a lie. And they're going to keep the E-Series, I think, because they've already been converted to the new motors. And I thought they might just leave them with the 6.2 in them, but they've already converted them to the 6.8s and 7.3s, so they must plan on to keep flying with that E-Series too. Plus, I think a lot of 90% of the ambulances in this part of New England are Ford E350s. So that's all-wheel drive. That's kind of like one spec'd out to be a camper. That's $77,000. I looked at it, not on camera, but $77,000. And that's I believe it's the 3.5 twin turbo motor in it. Again, if I bought one, like that might be something I buy as a personal. If we start traveling, I think that's what I want to travel in once I get a little bit, another 5 years on me. I think that's what I want to travel in. I don't want a full-fledged camper, but I want a bathroom in it and a place to sleep. If you wanted to stay in it overnight, you could. They make a lot of, there's companies now that make everything. They make the sinks for them, so same thing. If you don't want a full-fledged camper, you can make one of those so that you can sleep in it overnight if you had to. They make the kits for everything, the bed kits, sink kits. They make a water tank system that goes on the roof of it, that you get warm water because it basically gets warm because it's in a black tank. I've been looking at the videos. It's pretty cool what you can do with them. The transit vans and the Mercedes seem to be the ones that they're doing the campers with. So I picked up a Bronco a year ago, and I got one that someone couldn't get the financing on once it came in from when they were ordering it. But a year ago you were told you would never see one of these. You'd have to order it and wait 2 years, and here they are. That's a Raptor. Every option you can think of, 4-door, 2-door. I want to show, there's a whole row of them there, and this is actually one of the dealers that told me you'll never see enough, you won't see one. But I'm glad I got the one I got, don't get me wrong. But like I said, dealers were telling you with the Broncos, oh, you're not going to be able to get one, you better buy it. But I want to show you the extra lot out back. I did just talk to one of the salesmen here. It's the one I've used for quite a few years. There's incentives on the F-150s right now. There's nothing on the Super Duty, so right now is not the time to be. Unless you're desperate, I wouldn't be buying a Super Duty. I think you'll find Chevy and Dodge are the same boat. They will have incentives on them, but this is their back lot, extra space lot, and I just want to show all the Broncos that are sitting here. So anybody online that's telling you they're overpaying for a Bronco right now, you're crazy. I mean, they're stacking up everywhere. This isn't what I would call a big deal in either, but every package, like that right there, that was like a needle in a haystack a year and a half ago. You would have never got one that color blue, that package. And here you go. Still pricey. I mean, right now, he did say they do have some incentives on some of the Broncos, but these are the F-150s, and this is their spare lot. So like I said, this isn't like their front row. This is how much stuff's sitting around right now. But that's why you're also seeing some pretty good incentive plans on the F-150s. And again, the F-150, if you get the right package, has a 10,000 GVW, towing capacity, which is pretty good. So another Bronco over there. I'm just saying, I want to show people the difference a year makes, and economy going. I think the economy is getting ready to take a dive. The interest rates are going to help that along a little faster. But again, you can get any package. I know when we picked ours up, I picked it up at this dealer because the guy that ordered it when it came in couldn't get the financing on it, so they offered it to me. I actually bought it before it even came in. Ford has a system now where you go on and I could actually see that Bronco I bought getting loaded on a railroad car. It's like kind of crazy. They go right in on it, like on satellite, and show you your vehicle that you're getting. But like, again, a year ago when we were looking, I'm like, I'm not overpaying, and I didn't. I actually bought mine for $1,600 on the book when I bought it, and that was still when you were still hearing people paying $6 grand more than list for them, which was stupid. And that's another thing I'm going to show here. These are all hard tops, which everybody's all you're going to be able to get for like the next year is soft tops. So I think a lot of people that order them decide not to pick them up. That's one of the reasons you're seeing a lot. And right now, again, just some of these right here are $70,000. $70,000 at 7%. That's a serious payment, and most of these are a toy. This ain't someone's everyday driver in most cases. All right, I just figured I'd take a shot. I know it has nothing to do with the Super Duty, but I just want to show you the economy's changing.